Brighten up those already bright mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lekter. Mornings at the cabin.
Hello, my old ducks. Good morning. Welcome to Friday, 7 o'clock. Mornings at the cabin. Ollie, Lekter, no Wheeler. Gone back to Area 51. He's having another pop. Nah, he's just
couldn't stay away.
Couldn't stay away. He'll be back the very next day.
Very nice.
No, he won't. It's K-Mac.
Oh.
That song only applies to weekdays here at Mornings at the Cabin. He'll be back on Monday.
It's 8 degrees.
Well,
8.
Technically, if we're rounding up, it's 9. It's 8.7.
So optimistic.
Don't make it sound so bad.
Sorry, being dramatic over
You know,
here.
this is the first day in a few months that I've come into the office and thought, oh, it's cold in here.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate. Yesterday it was getting stuffy in here in the afternoon. Came in this morning and immediately there's one window open and I glared at it as though it had committed some cardinal sin.
I realized this morning that I'm looking forward to a brief little trip back home to Winnipeg for reasons that no one ever looks forward to going to Winnipeg. To experience some nice, hot summer weather.
Good old tropical Winnipeg.
Oh, it's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah, because you're going home soon, hey?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah. What's the one thing that anyone going to Winnipeg shouldn't miss out on seeing? What's the Winnipeg highlight? Like the must-see Winnipeg attraction.
Jeez, that's a really bad way to frame Winnipeg.
Departure lounge?
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
I hear it's lovely. Oh, man. Tuesday, 23 degrees and sunny. Wednesday, 25 and sunny.
How about that?
Oh, I'm going to a tropical paradise. I can't wait.
All right, we're relocated to Winnipeg. Mornings from the Peg. Do they call it the Peg?
Sometimes, yeah.
No, that's cute.
Mornings at the cabin. The podcast.
Panic at the Disco. I write sins, not tragedies. Words that could have been uttered. Watch this for segues. Yeah, take that. By Stuart McLean.
Whoosh.
Whoosh. Who did write the occasional sin. Stuart McLean, the late, great CBC broadcaster who entered into my lexicon the phrase Dave cooks a turkey, which in the first 28 years of my life, I would not have associated with anything. But then when I moved to Fort Liard, there was this very strange guy who kept appearing on CBC radio on Saturday mornings with an odd intonation that I could never match. Like I can't impersonate Stuart McLean.
Okay.
I cannot do his delivery.
Right.
Because it's just unique to Stuart McLean. I can't get my voice to do it.
Yeah.
And every Saturday morning I'd be gripped half by just listening to this man's voice. Like, how is he reading that sentence like that? And the other half by, what is this man doing to this poor turkey? and so if you've never heard Stuart McLean's story, Dave Cooks a Turkey, wait for, I don't know, one of Canada's many and varied routine turkey butcherings and listen to it then. Thanksgiving, Christmas, whenever else you guys kill turkeys, because it was just brilliant. And I did not realize till last night that there were books. I had just thought it was a radio show. He turns up in different theaters around the country and reads his stories and on. And obviously they're books, Ollie. Obviously you would put those in a book because, capitalism. There's some money. And I found there was a whole collection of books. I was around someone's house last night and whole collection of books. Stuart McLean, like from volume 1 to volume God knows how many. And it's just, that's the next 6 months of my life. Right there. I'm going to borrow the whole lot, one after the other. And I was reading the intro to the first one. Now, do you know much about Stuart McLean?
I was going to say, I have a bad Canadian confession coming.
Oh, no.
Especially bad Canadian in broadcasting confession. I have never once ever listened to Stuart McLean or the Vinyl Cafe.
I'm a bad Canadian.
Duh.
Dun, 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 dun.
I know, we're all caught up in the whirlwind of Finnegan's meteoric rise to success here.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
Let's try and stay on topic here.
Okay, that is a bad Canadian confession.
Yeah, I know. I never really listened to CBC a whole lot growing up. CBC radio just wasn't something that was on in our household for whatever reason. I don't think it was a vendetta thing. Maybe years later they knew. Their son would be competing in some way.
He looks like the kind of kid that's going to grow up and launch a small
Take on the CBC.
Yeah, small but mighty in its own little way, commercial radio station with the word radio in inverted commas. Yeah, we'll keep him away from the CBC. We wouldn't want to ruin that dream.
As long as he's having fun. I think that was what they thought.
Well, I listened to it when I arrived in Canada for the first time, and it was that show and This Is That. Now, have you heard of that?
No.
Okay, so you're 2 for 2.
Awful Canadian.
On Awful Canadian.
Yeah.
This Is That is in nowhere near the same league as Stuart McLean in terms of being a venerable Canadian institution.
Okay.
But it was a CBC comedy show that did a comedy take on the news. CBC has a very sort of recognizably CBC 7-minute interview with somebody about something style.
Right.
That This Is That ripped off.
Okay.
And would fake. So the problem I had when I first arrived to Canada and was listening to This Is That and Stuart McLean on Saturday morning is I did not know it was a satire. Because they don't tell you. They do eventually. Like, if you pay close enough attention, it becomes readily apparent.
Right.
But when you're
so few are.
When you're fresh off the boat and you're spending your first month living in Canada, there were stories I would listen to on This Is That and just be like, oh, come on. Really?
We actually talk like this, eh?
There was one story that was involving, I can't remember the detail, it was involving something like there was a lumber dispute between Manitoba and Saskatchewan, and people were getting smuggled back and forth across the border.
Sounds legit.
And it sounded legit. It sounded legit.
That was the problem.
And my all-time favorite, I think this story aired once I had discovered that This Is That was actually satire. My all-time favorite was when CN Rail lost a train. And they did a full 6-minute interview with like a fake representative of CN Rail,
right?
Who just went on here. Well, we went in there this morning, wasn't there? There's only so many places. Have you looked for it? Well, of course we've looked for it. There's only so many places it could be. It's a train. We can't find it. Like, it escalated so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, the response again sounds legit. Yeah, like there are only so many places it could be. Then. Yeah. Okay, this could happen.
We just don't know what happened.
We don't pay as much attention to trains as we used to. Maybe one did get away.
Honestly, it was gold. And so that and Stuart McLean absolutely introduced me to the world of Canadian comedy. And they are the entirety of the world of Canadian comedy, which is a shame. But that was funny all the time.
Oh, come on. No. That's too far.
Okay, fine.
Maybe on the radio.
Fine. We are also funny.
We're not on the radio.
We're not on the radio. You got me there. Reading the introduction to the first Stuart McLean book last night, which is about 25 years old now, he mentioned something really interesting. He said he's only ever once been asked a question in an interview that has stopped him in his tracks.
Okay.
And that question was, so he has characters, and two of the big characters are Dave and Morley, who are like the main protagonists, like the mom and dad in the whole scenario.
Right.
And this guy, newspaper reporter, asked him, if they were in the next room, would you want to meet them? I thought, that's a brilliant question. A great question to ask an author. And he decided he wouldn't. He would not want to meet his own characters. In case he fell out with them.
Oh, yeah.
In case they didn't like each other.
Right.
I thought,
Yeah, that's an awkward situation.
What an awkward situation.
You don't want to fall out with your own creations. Where do you go from there?
Parents everywhere being like, falling out with my own creations enough times. I'm doing it right now. Get to school.
They yelled they hate me just last night.
If you fell out with your own creation last night, don't worry. This is the radio station for you. And my tip this morning is read Stuart McLean and listen to a few other creations fall out with each other. I think that's the greatest thing about Stuart McLean's stuff is it's just archetypally every family situation ever. Beautiful family dynamics. So if you miss your family this morning, stick on some Stuart McLean and butcher a turkey.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast, where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
We're in the middle of a test match.
Huh? Right cricket. Now? Us? You and me?
Well, sort of. I'm watching one. You're just over there wondering what on earth I'm talking about.
I am.
I have on the television in front of me live footage from Lords in London, where the test match is underway between England and Australia. It's the Ashes, Lekter, the Ashes.
What is happening?
This is cricket. This is cricket.
Okay.
Sorry.
That sounded much more tragic.
No,
maybe the appropriate amount of tragedy. I don't know.
Yeah. So the Ashes is
the Lords of the Ashes.
Sure, why not? The Ashes is the name given to the pretty much the biggest contest in cricket.
Okay.
Kind of like the World Series of cricket. You know how like the World Series is sort of laughably named because there's only one country ever in it. Occasionally the Blue Jays like tiptoe in.
Oh, sorry.
But otherwise, in baseball, this is.
Gotcha.
Right, in baseball, the World Series is the World Series, except like 1.1 countries is involved.
Yes. I mean, Cuba's heavily involved, usually.
Yes, although not representing Cubans. Yes. Cuba, in as much as, yes, anyone who made it to the US is now involved. Yes, granted.
That's right.
Okay.
They make up like 80% of both teams.
Yes, that's a fair point.
Dominican Republic, too.
So, yeah, the cricket equivalent of that is the Ashes, which is England versus Australia, and it only ever is England versus Australia. That's the name of that series. And what they do is they play 5 times against each other. Each game is 5 days long.
Are you serious?
Of course. And that decides who gets to keep the Ashes. The Ash is so called because there was a poem written in 1882 after one of the first ones of these series, in which was written, and I quote, "In affectionate remembrance of English cricket, which died on 29th of August, 1882." Very biting coverage at the time. Basically, the English played very badly, so they wrote an obituary for English cricket, which ended with R.I.P. The body will be cremated and the ashes taken to Australia. After which it became known as the Ashes, as the series.
Okay.
So it's called the Ashes. Would you like to hear the Ashes?
Sure.
Here, look. Let's,
ashes make noise?
Here, look. Let's just listen in.
It sounds like ashes.
Australia 60 for 2.
In the breeze.
Edge done gone.
Oh, wow.
That's a wicket.
A wicket usually brings another, and it has this time again.
Australia 60 for 3.
Yeah, there's a bit happening here. Drizzle falling, floodlights on. These are good conditions for bowling. It's taken a while for England to get the breakthrough.
That sounds like
morning.
awful conditions for ashes.
Now
you get drizzle on ashes?
Into the pavilion.
Just makes
There's
a mess.
Absolutely no doubt about that.
Oh,
thick outside edge.
Thick outside edge.
Catch for Bairstow.
Straightforward catch for Bairstow. Wokes on his favourite ground, strikes again.
And they've got 2 new batsmen.
As he always does.
3 down for
Struck
60.
again. Wait, was that a person they were talking about?
Yes.
Over the next few overs. Khawaja played nicely, but just 36 for him, 60 for 3.
Just 36.
And he's being applauded on his way back to the pavilion, which is
him.
the dressing room in cricket speak.
Oh.
It actually is like a big pavilion, and you have to walk. You walk back when you're out. You walk back like all these old boys who are like the ones who can afford the tickets for it. It would be imagine hockey if every time you got a penalty you had to like walk through all the corporate seats and the penalty box was like at the back of the arena. Like that's kind of what happens. Is you had like everyone pats you on the back as you go up the steps.
Yeah.
Like, oh, unlucky son, unlucky.
Right.
Back up the steps.
Well, that's when you get kicked out of the game. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, if you get kicked out, you'd have to walk past all the corporate boxes, and it'll be like, unlucky. Yeah, better luck next time. Yeah, maybe the ref won't see it next time. And then like the next guy in like hops sprightly down the same steps, is cheered on by everybody, and like jogs out, and it's all very.
So he got kicked out of the game.
So essentially, he's just out. Like, I mean, a better analogy would be like if you struck out in baseball, you would then have to like walk back past all like the highest paid corporate fans,
right?
And like shake hands with all of them on the way back to like the rest of the team.
Got to schmooze,
and it would be it's a little silly. But yeah, the Ashes going on right now. I will confess a little bit of radio artifice was employed there. That wicket that you just heard fall was actually about half an hour ago.
Yeah,
we're currently in rain-stopped play right now. As soon as it starts, like you heard in the live commentary there, it was drizzling, and that was good news for the bowlers that
was good news
because it helps the ball move more. And it also makes it harder to see the ball if the floodlights are on and it's drizzling. Basically, the batsman's got less chance of seeing a ball being bounced into the ground at 90 miles an hour in front of them.
Is this happening in England right now or in Australia?
In England.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that explains
that. That explains why it's
only
drizzling.
In England. Drizzle. Thank God. We've got some perfect weather for this outdoor sport.
And it's like 2:30 in the afternoon, and like the floodlights are on. That's when you know you're in England in August.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Why on earth we play any outdoor sports as a nation is absolutely beyond me.
Toughens you up, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, why we think we can play the Australians at outdoor sports and like somehow be the better nation. Yeah, what were we thinking?
Well, you bring Australians to England for an outdoor sport, and they're just in like miserable conditions compared to what they're used to.
Well, yeah, we hope that they'll be just like chilled and frozen and shivering in the outfield and just hating every minute of it. Why we as a nation decided that we would send the convicts to Australia rather than like making the convicts stay while we went to Australia, I will never know. That seems to me like a rookie error by whoever was in charge at the time.
That didn't seem well thought through by your folks.
Yeah, amid a large pantheon of decisions over the years that were not well thought through by the British, if we're honest with ourselves. Yeah, like on the sliding scale, that's actually among the lower sort of impact decisions.
I mean, there's a lot of hindsight there. There's years and years of hindsight. You're bound to get a few things wrong.
Yeah. And yet, if you look at the British Empire, everybody has a cricket team that's worth like a pretty good cricket team. Like India is pretty much the best cricket nation in the world. They're mad on cricket. Pakistan, Australia, South Africa, and yet strangely Canada, no cricket, no real cricket going on.
No.
You have to work very hard to find a cricket field.
I think St. Joe's Field once in a while.
Once in a while.
Some cricket.
And honestly, that is a death wish trying to play cricket on that thing. The whole point of cricket is very flat surfaces required because you're essentially it's like a baseball pitch, but you're bouncing it into the ground most of the time.
Yeah.
And if you do that at St. Joe's, it's going to go anywhere. Like, there's a 50% chance that ball is going in your face.
Maybe we should go watch.
We should go watch.
Sounds like a good time.
You know what? It's probably quite lively. I've never gone out there and joined them. I don't know. It's kind of... I've compared this to people before. Like, imagine you're in the UK and you really wanted to, hang on to some remnant of your love for hockey.
Right.
And deciding that you were going to, strap on your skates and then just you and one friend were going to skate on a fish pond with a puck.
Yeah.
And, after a while, that would start to feel less like holding onto your roots and more just a little sad.
Yeah. And plus, they probably only sell field hockey sticks there too. Eh?
Yeah, so you'd have to be doing it with a field hockey stick.
Yeah, and that's humiliating.
And just I don't know, a slab, a frozen piece of toast instead of a puck.
Just croquet on ice at that point.
Yeah, you'd start to feel less Canadian and more just silly.
We also don't have nets; we have wickets. Of course you do.
The whole thing would start to rapidly feel like this maybe was not helping you reconnect with your roots.
Or maybe we've created a whole new wonderful sport. Croikey.
The cabin radio English sport of crikey. Oh, crikey! Oh, is that a thing? Did you score a crikey?
The ashes of crikey.
Britain, where you can just burn things down and then call it sport.
Scenes from the cabin.
You are one distracted guy.
Am I? I don't mean to be.
I know you miss being a hero and your job is frustrating. I just want you to know how much it means to me that you stay at it anyway.
Honey, about the job.
What?
Something's happened.
What?
What? The company is sending me to a conference.
A conference?
Out of town. And I'm just going to be gone for a few days.
They've never sent you to a conference before. This is good, isn't it?
Yes.
You see, they're finally recognizing your talents. You're moving up.
Yes.
Honey, this is wonderful.
Yeah, it is.
Scenes from the cabin.
Know the movie? Submit your guess to mailbox@cabinradio.ca or send us a message on Facebook for your chance to win gift certificates to some awesome Yellowknife restaurants, including Zehabesha, the Monkey Tree Pub, the Woodyard Eatery, Copper House Restaurant, and Java Roma. Listen to Cabin Radio every weekday to win, or download the Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
The CBC National Newsroom has just tweeted a video of, I'm sure you've heard about this by now, the explosion in London, Ontario yesterday that ripped through a whole bunch of houses. It sounds absolutely terrible. I don't know too much about it, but I have just seen this video posted. And the video is from a house in the neighborhood, and it shows the explosion happening in the background. If you want to watch this, go to CBC Alerts Twitter account, CBC News Alerts. A resident of London, Ontario has provided CBC with home security video that captured the moment an explosion racked a nearby neighborhood on Wednesday night, it says. And this video, first of all, it's one of those videos that it's about a minute long, and it shows somebody's backyard, and it's them sort of with the barbecue and a hot tub. It's a very very nice casual evening that they're having. It's about 10 to 11 in the evening, Eastern time there. And there's a couple of them in the hot tub, and there's a couple, a guy by the barbecue. Just, they look like they're winding down their night gradually. And this is one of those videos that is interminable because it takes a good 30 seconds to get going. So you are subjected to just watching random people kind of enjoying a hot tub, but looking like they've maybe had a little bit too much of it by now. Just winding down their evening. For 30 seconds, you're like, all right, come on. Where is the actual action in all of this? And then suddenly, in the background of this video, as I say, go to CBC Alerts on Twitter for this video from London, Ontario. of the explosion that happened to these houses. And you suddenly see in the background, as they're just relaxing in the hot tub, this massive ball of fire bursts into view. And as you would imagine, everybody in this home security video just pauses and looks up. And it looks a little bit like the end of the world is nigh, if you're looking at this video. The orange, it's not quite a mushroom cloud, but I imagine if you're in a hot tub and you've had a few and it's 10:50 on a Wednesday night, it probably sure as heck looks like one. And in this security video, you see the immediate reaction is that someone yells, "Get out of the blooping tub!" Which, I mean, why? What good's that gonna do? Because either, like, if it is the end of the world that you're watching in the background, you might as well go in a hot tub.
Enjoy your soak.
Right?
You're not going to get another chance.
Pretty sure if you visit Pompeii, there's like a few, I don't know how well known Pompeii is in Canada, but volcanic eruption during Roman times.
I think people are aware.
Pretty much froze everybody in place.
Yeah.
If you saw the volcano go up and you were in a Roman like spa at the time, you'd probably just have seen that and been like, why get out?
Yeah.
Why get out?
It's not like you can do anything.
Water's nice and cozy. There's a pyroclastic flow that's going to hit me in about 3 seconds' time. We're all going to be dead. You know what? I'll just, this is really, boom, gone. Right? Why bother? But everyone's yelling, get out of the tub, so they get out of the tub, and like someone starts closing up the hot tub. Like, you know what? If I can almost understand the get out of the tub as a priority, like let's get to some sort of safety. But if it was get out of the tub so that I may close up the hot tub in anticipation of the fiery fury that awaits us in seconds.
We don't want to get ashes and debris in our hot tub.
And then someone runs back and you can see them rescuing a can of beer from next to the hot tub. Like, guys.
We have our priorities straight.
Let's all
don't patronize, Ollie.
Come on, everyone. Let's just reassess what exactly the nature of this emergency was. The explosion was nowhere near significant. They were far enough away from the explosion that the hot tub is absolutely fine by the end of the video. And everybody
only because they covered it up
starts pottering about a little bit. But it is a wonderful insight into what human beings think is important when they see a massive orange fireball develop on the horizon.
Yeah.
Get out of the hot tub, close up the hot tub, rescue the alcohol.
We are so far removed from duck and cover that we don't even know how to protect ourselves anymore.
Well, I mean, there was covering. There was covering,
yeah.
Cover we did. Yeah. Duck we were less good at.
Duck.
We did not duck in the hot tub, but we did cover the hot tub.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I suppose you don't want to duck and cover in a hot tub.
Get down. That's it. Okay, deep breath, then get down. And hold. And then we're going to put the cover on you. And we'll tap 3 times when it's safe to come out. Here's your beer.
If that doesn't happen, then you might already be dead.
Yeah, if we don't tap 3 times, then we're all dead, and you might as well not come out.
Just enjoy the soak.
Yeah, but you're in a hot tub. I'm just saying. If you see a fireball, you're in a hot tub. Just stay in the hot tub. I think it's the best for everybody. If you want to check out that video, CBC News Alerts on Twitter. Watch it with the sound up for the full effect. And you know what? We should all get these video cameras installed. This is one of these Ring video cameras. Have you seen these ones? It comes with your doorbell sort of thing.
Oh.
And you can get these fancy doorbells now that have security camera systems that allow you to see outside to see who it is, and they record 24 hours a day.
Yeah, that seems about where we should be in society.
So it's like dash cams as well. I don't want to get a dash cam for security purposes. I want to get it because there's a fair chance someone's going to do something dumb.
Oh, entertainment all the way.
And then I want to have the footage so that instead of just having to tell the story on the radio the next day, I can upload it to Facebook.
Yeah.
These guys, this would have been just a story like, we were in the hot tub at the time, and then boom, it went under this. We all got out of the hot tub and safely evacuated. Now we know we can watch their video and see, no, you didn't. You got out of the hot tub and then you rescued your beer, you prawns.
They might have rescued their prawns, too. Who knows what kind of...
Well, exactly. It's important to rescue the prawns. You don't just let them.
No.
They get burnt if the explosion gets too close.
Right.
You don't want to burn your prawns. Priorities, people.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
A concern.
Okay.
I do believe there was some discussion held as regards my relationship with the Yellowknife band Pit.
There may have been.
Would you care to summarize the nature of the discussion?
Well, I gave you, and I realized this was the error in my method now, that I gave you a heads up the day before that I was going to call you out on the morning show because Letete, the fearless leader of the world-famous Pit,
Yes, Taylor Syracuse.
had been in touch shortly after Folk on the Rocks. What do you say, like a week and a half after or so?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
Ish.
And a very polite message, as he is a very polite gentleman, said, hey, well, just getting in touch to see if we'd be able to get some audio. Of course, we were recording and broadcasting Folk on the Rocks 2019. Pitt played on our stage and put on a particularly good performance, and I think he wanted some of the audio and maybe some of the video of that. So anyway, he checked in, sent a message, just like, yeah, if you guys could send the audio, that'd be great. And there wasn't any response for a bit. A couple days passed. I asked you, I was like, hey, Ollie, you see that message from Taylor? You're like, yeah, I'll get to it. I was like, okay, cool. Ollie's on it. A couple more days passed. More time passed. No response. It's like, we're really just kind of hanging him out to dry, to the point where there was a follow-up message to see if we had got the original message, at which point I think I said to you again, Ollie, are you going to respond to Taylor? What's going on there? I think I got another. Yeah. We'll get to it. So I told him, I was like, Taylor, we're not ignoring you. Well, I'm not ignoring you. Ollie might be ignoring you. But we are going to get you this audio. But I noticed you've got a little garden party. They're playing a show on Sunday, a fundraiser for an EP that they're hoping to record. And I said, number one, we are going to plug your show on tomorrow's morning show. And number two, I'm going to call out Ollie for ignoring you. He seemed okay with that. So I did so, not realizing that you had been in touch with him later that night. Sent him the audio. Done deal. And then I threw you under the bus the next morning.
Yeah. So what nobody knows in this is that the Rainbow Coalition were also waiting for the same amount of time.
Oh, were they?
Without a reply from me. They emailed rather than go through our Facebook page.
Okay,
So Pitt were not alone. I was also thoroughly ignoring and badly treating a well-known and thoroughly deserving Yellowknife nonprofit at the same time.
That makes things better.
So it's important to understand that I'm an equal opportunities idiot and unkind person. So yeah.
Wait, you're saying
me?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were calling two. I thought you said to these idiots.
No.
Unkind.
No. I am an equal opportunities
okay.
idiot and unkind person.
Okay.
No, I would never call the Rainbow Coalition idiots.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes. So they all have their music.
Yes.
Perfect. They're all figured out.
Perfect.
They're all figured out.
Yes.
Sometimes it just takes time.
Yeah,
they're also like,
fair.
I've got to be honest with you. Honest with both of them. And I think they both understand. Can we just have a clip of that thing that you did request?
Yes.
Is officially the worst request in radio. Sort of abhorred and avoided by radio production staff across the globe as the single least desired email ever.
Yes. Yes.
Can you just go back and find that thing that we did and send that over to us?
Yeah.
Yeah. So those. I mean, not on purpose ignored, but lowish priority. Lowish priority. We got it done.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.